sure we look good. Make sure we look good. See, we don't look good because look, make that light come down, babe.
This one's like.
Yeah, and move it back. Move this one. Now make it down towards us. Then push it back some. Yeah, that one needs to move back a little bit. Yeah, now that's good. Now look and make sure. Are you sure or are you just ready to go lay back down? You good with it? Okay, you can start it.
It's start or
Okay, cool.
start over.
No, because we'll edit it. Yeah. Okay, this is what I have to monitor. You'll turn that around so I can make sure it's there. Because once we hit the 30-minute mark, I have to start it over. Okay, we good, baby. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Close the middle door. Okay, guys. Firstly, Zaya, I want to thank you so much for coming and speaking with me. You guys don't know this, but Zaya and I worked together many, many years ago for a cable company that shall not be named.
Yes, we do not speak of them.
We do not. So I'm so excited to have you guys here.
Me too. Thank you for having us.
Your name,
Carly. Yes.
Carly and Zaya, they are the Clock Freaks. And the name of their album that we're going to be talking about today is the I probably should have checked sound.
Almost yesterday.
I should have checked sound first.
Oh, okay, cool.
We'll start over.
Yeah.
Are we talking about the first project or the new one?
Both.
Okay.
Both, yeah.
So first we're going to just kind of like touch on the first album.
Okay.
Talk about the stuff that I like. Go over like I heard you guys had 2 favorite songs on that one.
Well, 2 that we like. Well, we differ sometimes on that.
Okay.
Well, let's save that for
Yeah. We'll get there.
Oh, pull that out.
This one?
Yeah, it has to come out in order for me to hear. You guys don't know this, but Zaya and I worked together many, many years ago for a cable company that shall not be named.
Yes.
We do not speak of them.
We do not.
Okay,
it's
that
not
sounds
bad.
good.
I'm so excited to have you guys here.
Okay.
Thank you for
Hold it
And,
back in?
yeah.
Carly.
Okay, and we can just start from there. That's fine. So the name of the album is Always Forever, Always Tomorrow.
Almost yesterday.
Almost yesterday. But I promise I listened to the album many times.
Thank you.
While driving and just even this morning as I was getting ready.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to talk to you guys like about a few different things.
Sure.
Okay.
So I made some notes. So when I listen to this album, I'm gonna tell you what I feel.
Sure.
Okay.
I feel like I'm driving down Lakeshore Drive
Okay.
during sunset
Mm-hmm.
with the top down on the old school.
Okay.
That's
All
what I
right,
feel,
all
right? I'm listening to 6 beautiful beats, I guess, and melodies,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't hear any words.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't say that that's something that I'm used to,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So what I want to ask is, what genre of music is this album?
Yeah, so it's lo-fi hip hop.
Okay.
And it's generally more instrumentals with a few like vocal chops sprinkled and samples
I
in
did
there.
hear a few.
And there were a few, yeah. The third track has a female chop where she's saying "Numb Like Novocaine" and some
I
other
didn't know
stuff.
what she
yeah.
was saying. Okay.
Yeah. That happens a lot.
It happens.
Sometimes we make stuff and we're like, I don't know what
I don't
this
know what
person's
she
saying,
said,
and then we'll go back and be
but
like,
it
oh,
sounds
that's what.
cool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's lo-fi hip hop. We're kind of like different in our creation. We're very experimental, I would say.
Okay.
We have very unique ways of reconstructing certain, songs.
Mm-hmm.
And Carly's actually a classically trained pianist. So
Oh wow!
she is
Yeah.
when she gets on the piano, it's like
Magical,
magic.
right?
And I just sit
Okay.
in awe, and I'm
Uh-huh.
like, okay, I'm gonna take that. And put that right here.
Well, that's how I feel about Zaya, because
Okay.
he does all of, the digital, the stuff on the computer, and he knows how to work everything. So
I have it
we'll
noted.
teach you.
I literally have
Yeah.
that noted here.
Yeah.
Right? So, okay, with this album, I want to know, firstly, and I have it here, the name. I don't know why I was confusing the name. But anyway, Almost Yesterday, that's the name of the album. I just want to know, how did you guys come up with that title?
It's a really good question. So
Ooh, it took us a hot minute.
Yeah,
Okay.
Carly and I have we have a lot of fun in our creation for the naming of songs, the naming of album titles, and we both think very alike in terms of we want it to sound good and also have a resonative
Vibe,
feeling.
yeah.
A vibe and resonative feeling where it's like it you don't just read it and it's just words. You read it and you're like, wow.
It's thought
And it makes you
provoking,
think of
and
something.
Yeah.
I think that's what turned out to be with Almost Yesterday. Because if you think about it, it doesn't really make sense.
Right.
But you
It
know,
invokes
it was,
some kind of
right.
like vibe, yeah.
Yeah.
But we were sitting and we were going across like so many different names of album titles, and then I stopped and I looked at her and I was like, Almost Yesterday, because we're very like nostalgic feeling about
Yeah.
music, and a lot of the track names are like
Nostalgia,
memories of
memories.
like our own like childhoods.
Oh,
and stuff
really?
like
That was a lot of the
yeah.
inspiration
Okay.
around, you know, the track names that we ended up coming up with, and you know, that was something that we wanted to just continue throughout
Yeah.
the whole project.
And when we
So-
both heard it and like we said it back to each other, we both looked at each other and we're like, "That's it.
That's the
Yeah.
one.
That's the one."
I like to take a quick moment. If you can hand me my iPad,
Sure.
I want to pull up the album because I can't remember the song. I thought I wrote it down.
Sure.
But I want to talk to you guys about, I did write it down. See, I get ahead of myself.
You're more prepared.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm over prepared, guys.
Yes,
Love
That's
it.
what I
expect nothing
do.
less.
Okay, so my favorite track is Driftwood Ave.
Ooh.
Right.
Yeah.
So what it does, I think it's the movement of it. Right, because it starts off one way, and then it almost immediately goes into something else,
Yeah.
and it eases me. The entire album does, but I keep finding what I was doing when I was listening to it was like, well, what song would I listen to over and over again? Like, what would I put in the playlist? That type of thing. And I kept coming back to that one.
Yeah.
So
We feel the same way.
Yeah,
Really?
that's like
That
our
was-
favorite.
That was like
Okay.
our baby on the project.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
So I want to know, like, what with that? Okay, you say Driftwood Ave is one of your faves, but is it your absolute fave? I think I heard
Well,
you guys say
I
you
actually
had
have
some others.
I have an absolute
You have an
favorite.
absolute fave.
And you have an
I
absolute
did
favorite.
too.
Okay.
My absolute favorite one is Awaken.
Okay.
Yeah, Awaken, which is the second to last track.
Mhm.
It's a little bit longer, and a lot of that's actually one of the first songs that Carly and I worked on,
Yeah.
and she inspired a lot of the vocal chops and like how we constructed the track. So that's like sound wise too. That's like
Yeah.
my favorite one.
Okay.
sound-wise.
I think my favorite one is the intro track, Meet Me at the Rocks.
Okay.
I feel like that one is the most classic to the lo-fi genre. You
Okay.
know, like that one. And the way we made that, I brought my keyboard in, we plugged it up, and I just played the piano on it directly off of that. Zaya recorded it, and then
Yeah.
chopped it up, and we went from there.
Oh.
We
So
literally took the microphone. We were in the studio and we were sitting there, and we bring in this like heavy
I
keyboard.
lugged my keyboard over to the studio,
Yeah.
back and forth.
Yeah, so
you just
then
put some mic
like,
up to it.
Wow.
literally
I
like
know.
right up to the speaker,
Oh.
and I'm like recording, and she just dun, dun, and she starts
Yeah.
making the melody, and I'm just like, that's it.
Yeah, that's the
and I
one.
took it
Yeah.
and looped it, and then she also played the bass line, and then I constructed some of the other drums in there, and then there's like some other melody in there that we put in there. But yeah, that's like how it literally came together from like all different pieces.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It was very
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
obscure in the way that it was formed. So.
So, really quick. Firstly, Carly, outside of music, what do you do for a living?
I'm a lawyer.
That's what
My day and night job are pretty different.
Different.
I had
Yes.
no idea that she was an attorney, but what I wanted to say, which was in my notes, was I know that Zaya, you work in law, and then of course you are a tech guru. Definitely the one in my life. Like all of a sudden, he's the one coming to the rescue for me with this thing, with this podcast. So I wanted to know, firstly, like, how did you two meet, and then where did the love for music come in to the point that you decided to form this group, form Clock Freaks, and get all the way to this album. How did we get here?
So we met during my interview, actually. Zaya was one of my interviewers, and I mean, we hit it off right there.
Wow.
I had no idea about his musical background, being a sound engineer, and I think that's something I just talked about in my interview was, you know, I was classically trained and put music
and I was
on
like,
the back
in my eyes lit up, and I was like, classically trained penis. I'm like, I'm trying to learn how to produce.
Yeah. And you know, it was one of those things when I did school and law school and all that, I put it kind of on the back burner, you know, just focusing on school and getting my career started. And it was something I said, you know, once I find my job where I want to be, this is something that I want to get back into. And it was like the perfect harmony because he was obviously already into it and we just hit it off, you know, that way. And I, you know, we're on the same team at work, and then we were like, let's just try it. Let's go to the studio.
It was so
see what
awesome.
happens.
Yeah, she came to the studio and we made a song that first day, and then from there it just like we set days to go in, and it just spiraled from there. And I mean, we've been working on this first album. We've been working on it probably since like end of 2020, beginning of 2021.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because when did you? It was 2021. You started, right?
We started working on it March of 2021.
Yeah, March 2021.
Yeah, and we just took a while to get it out because, you know, we had made so many things and we were still trying to figure out, you know, what our sound was, what was, just trying to figure out our collaborative, how it worked. So we made a lot of stuff and we made a lot of edits and tweaks to the project, and then finally we felt really good about it, and we were like, all right, we gotta drop this.
And it's funny, it started at like 12 tracks, 11 tracks, and we were just like chopping them off. We were like, we need to trim this up and just drop 6 tracks. Because those were like the best of the lot. You know, because a lot of the music that we make, it sometimes you make stuff that's just not, it doesn't, it's not it. And that's the term we always use. Like, Carly always looks at me when I make something, like when I create like a new loop, I'll be like, what do you think about this? And she'll either be like, or she'll be like, yeah. And now it's gotten to the point where I know once I make something, I'm like, I need to send this to Carly right away. And I know, because as soon as I send it to her, she'll call me and be like, yo, we need to work on this next. Then I'm like, let's go.
Over time, I feel like our sounds, we've learned and understood what sounds best and what, you know, I know what he's gonna like and he knows what sound I'm gonna like, and I think that's the point where we felt comfortable dropping the first project. We were like, okay, this is our sound, this is the vibe, and we were just on the same page with it.
That's what's up.
It's so awesome.
It's
so much fun.
So I know that you guys have another project coming out soon, and you guys have some special artwork.
Yes, we do.
And to my understanding, they're going to reveal it here. You'll see it here first. And you guys, I'm telling you, let me just say this, right? New podcasts, new musicians, they're going to blow up. I'm going to blow up. You guys are going to be so excited that you got to see this artwork here, that you're seeing them in one of their very first interviews. Because let me tell you, once we like make it, me and Zaya have already had the conversation. We're going to be a little bit too sophisticated.
You know, it's going to be more difficult to get us nailed down for a meeting. Now, we will still continue to meet with each other and be on each other's podcasts and things of that nature.
But
if you're going to want to book us,
listen, this is like raw interview. Like, we're hungry right now.
You hear it here first.
So listen, you guys need to really be paying attention and listen to them guys. So they're going to, like, what's going to happen right now is I'm going to break off, and then I want them to show me the artwork, but you guys aren't going to see the artwork like right at this moment. I'm going to like put a picture in and I'll be talking over it. And I know I shouldn't be telling you guys this right now. I should just be doing it, but I'm new to this and I feel like I need to explain. So that's where we are.
All right, sounds good.
Let me take a look at it, guys. The artwork.
So let's pull it up.
I might be able to put it right here in this screen.
Probably, yeah.
totally different from the first one.
It's very different.
It's very, very
Let me turn
different.
up the brightness a little bit. There we go.
Okay, do these people in the picture represent you guys?
Yes. So I'm the one on the left, and she's the one on the right. So my one of my cousins, her name is Miriam and Mary, and she's trying to be a English teacher. Here's the photo, and we'll upload. I mean, I'll send it to you so you can post it on there. She does like graphic design on the side, and I reached out to her and I was like, hey, like we want you to make something for us, like just whatever comes to mind. And the first render that she sent us was, oops, let me show you that was the first render, and then from there it turned into this. So yeah,
I love it because. For me, when I look at it, it looks like what I explained earlier. Like they're going cruising on a drive, listening to good music. What does it represent for you guys?
I feel like this is kind of the start of our music personas, like we want to incorporate this artwork and these characters into a lot of our future artwork. And, we wanted to keep it somewhat similar, like this is more animated, but it still has like the late night drive vibe from the first album.
Yeah, and shout out to Carly's sister on the first album because that was a picture she took.
And the Damon Blue Line stuff.
Yeah, and then,
really cool. Yeah.
Okay.
We chopped it up and then
Carly and I tweaked it and like did a little Inception looking kind of thing, like the upside down building and all that, and added the album title. But yeah, she took the original photo and we saw it and we were like, we need to use this and do something with it. And it was actually funny because like it was like an accidental click that made it look like that.
Yeah, we were like, that's some of the best stuff that me and Zaya have made have just been out of accident.
Yeah.
Like he'll push a button on the computer and I'll be like, wait. Don't touch
That's the one.
And I'm like,
it.
all right.
That's it.
Cool.
Yeah. So what inspires the new album?
Wow, that's a deep question.
I know. Well, we wanted to, for the first project, do an EP, something smaller, just so people could get to know us, get to know our vibe. And then this one, it was important for us to do our first full-length album. And, I think something that inspires it, we wanted to keep the same kind of, feel of the first project.
Nostalgic feeling, good vibes,
right,
like you can listen to it without, really listening to it. Like you can passively listen to it while you're doing something. That's the beautiful thing about lo-fi music is like, you can clean the house while you're listening to it.
Right.
And we, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So now my question is, will the titles have the same? You guys said that the titles of the first album all represented like stuff from your childhood and all of that. Will it be the same?
So the way we come up with song names is kind of crazy.
Glad that you asked.
Yeah. So we'll come up with the song name and it'll just be the most random thing. If we're watching TV in the background, it'll just be like,
TV's on.
TV's on. That'll be the name of the track.
One time I was making something at night, and this track ended up, the name's kept, because when we first create like a beat or a loop or something, we'll name it like, it's very random, obscure. Yeah. Like, Late Night Wave is one of them. I made this loop at night, and I was just like, it's late at night, it's a really nice wave, and I was like, Late Night Wave. And then it ended up staying. Yeah. But then there's some that are like...
There's some that are so ridiculous.
That make no sense.
We gotta reel it in. And I think that is something we've tried to still keep on this next project, is stuff that's, nostalgic. I think one thing that we were thinking of when we were doing the song names on this one, we were just thinking about, like, going through the day, like starting the morning off. What is that feeling? What is it feeling, throughout the day, at the end of the work day? When you're trying to go to bed. Exactly. We wanted to kind of take a journey from the start of the day to the end of the day.
For example, the first track was originally called, and I'm going to say it because we're going to release the track list anyway. It was originally called To Open. Meaning, like, the way I did it was like as an opening track, like an intro. And we were talking, we were like, what should the track name be? And then we said something, and Carly was like, that's too literal. And then we both looked at each other and we were like, too literal.
That's the opening track name now.
Yeah, and the second track is actually, I was in Mexico at the time for my friend's wedding, and I made the track on the beach. I was sitting on the beach with my headphones on, with my laptop, and I made this beat, or this loop, it was like a short loop, and I named it When Mexico Calls.
Oh.
And so it just like, you know, and so then that name stuck too, because, and that's actually like Carly's favorite song.
Is it? Oh,
yeah, so,
okay.
Yeah.
This has been, I love this conversation, guys. But I have maybe one more question.
Yeah.
And then you guys can, whatever you want to talk about the album, feel free.
Cool.
But I guess my final question is going to be, something else might come up because I love to talk. But anyway, who are you inspired by musically?
Oh, that's a big question. I mean, I like a lot of lo-fi artists, but my music spans from, you put my music on shuffle and you will go from metal to classic to hip hop.
Yeah.
I think a lot of mine, I mean, like,
so do this for me.
Yeah.
Because I know that my current audience, more than likely, if they're anything like me, we're not familiar with lo-fi. Sure. So give me some lo-fi artists that inspire you guys, because I totally don't know.
There's one I know that you are.
I mean, I think when I first started listening to lo-fi, I started getting to Flying Lotus, a lot of other people. Beside you, more underground stuff.
Okay.
Shlomo is a huge influence of mine. Shigeto. There's, I mean, you can go down a whole rabbit hole. I feel like lo-fi, some of the best lo-fi kind of started coming on the map in like early 2010s, and that's when I started getting into this. And yeah, that's my vibe.
How
Yeah,
about you, Zia?
me, I would say I'm inspired by a lot of like producers that make like trap music.
Okay.
Zaya is being modest. Zaya is the trap king.
Oh, wow.
Okay? That project is coming at some point. Zaya is in the trap.
I love trap beats. I love trap music, and so that inspires me a lot. So I try to take elements of trap music and try to incorporate it in some of our music. Yeah. So I kind of like try to mix that in. Honestly, Kanye's one of my favorite producers.
Listen,
regardless of what, you know.
I cannot worry about what he does out of the studio. Right. Okay, we're talking about studio only, and I love Kanye.
Absolutely, he's one, and DJ Premier is another one. DJ Premier is like, you've probably heard the term primo beat, and he's worked with like tons of artists. The way he works is like he makes beats like right then and there. Okay. And like we're making the song right now. So he's a big inspiration. No ID is a huge inspiration. He's another producer. You know, and these are all like hip hop artists. Because a lot of my influences are
I'm familiar with for sure. Yeah.
And I feel like lo-fi in general stems from a lot of hip hop, and then sometimes, and we also kind of take like a rock approach a little bit too. My brother-in-law.
Shout out to Dan.
Dan, he does guitar on some of our tracks. So
some
we
of
like
the
to
guitar,
kind of cross genres and mix it up a little bit. We don't want to necessarily be narrowed in a box, you know.
Yeah, because I listen to a lot of alternative music too. I like, you know, like The Neighborhood, and they're not very alternative, but they're like a California indie kind of band. So I like kind of some rock and stuff like that. Metal, her brother-in-law and sister are into metal, and it's awesome from a musical standpoint, because I try to look at music like I look at art, and that it's beautiful regardless of what I think, because people put their heart and soul into something. And for them, it's beautiful. So who am I to say it's not? I mean, some stuff is...
right. I mean, but as creatives, we have a respect.
Right.
It's an initial respect there.
Right.
Automatically.
Absolutely.
I get it.
Absolutely.
So with this metal, cause like I need to hear an artist so I can go in.
My sister and her husband's band's called Selenoplexia, and they are. My sister is a screamer, and she's crazy, and they're so talented.
Okay.
They're so talented.
They're so interested to just watch.
She is unbelievable. Like
I look
you
forward
talk to her
listening
normal,
to
you
this.
talk to her normally, but then she gets on stage and does performance.
You're like,
and
wait.
you're like,
What?
Not the same person.
Yes.
she's
Out of body
phenomenal.
experience.
Yeah.
Their whole band is
Yeah.
just incredible.
That's what's up. I
Yeah.
look forward to listening.
Yeah,
This
absolutely.
right. So, do you guys have anything about your album that you guys
Yes.
want to talk
Distant
about?
Days,
Distant Days.
October 1st.
Yes.
We have a new project coming out.
First.
So
This
We
is
may have some
exciting.
other stuff in the pipeline also in October,
yeah,
so
there's
stay
a
tuned.
possibly a spooky album
Uh-oh.
coming out
Coming
at the end
out
of the
around
month.
Look
Halloween.
at that.
Stay tuned for that album
Yeah.
artwork coming soon.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be
Yeah.
fun.
And, check us out on Instagram. We're Clock Freaks. And
Yes.
check us out on Spotify. We're on all major streaming platforms.
Yep,
And
you can find us everywhere.
yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
excited to just see everything that comes down. I'm going
Thank
to
you.
be incorporating some of you guys' music throughout this episode, if that's
Thank
okay.
you.
Yes,
Of course that's
absolutely.
okay.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Thank
You guys don't know, but Zaya created the what's it called? The intro and the outro for the podcast. I have yet to figure out how to how to attach it to everything, but we'll
We're gonna
get
figure
there.
it out.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna
we'll
figure it
we'll
out.
get there. But
Yeah.
I'm excited for you guys to hear that. I'm excited for you guys to hear Clock Freaks music. When I first listened to it, I was honestly surprised. Right, I was like, I can't believe that I'm feeling this.
Yeah.
And it's no words, because that's what I'm used to.
Yeah,
you know what I
the-
mean?
Yeah.
Having no words is a very interesting, listening experience.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
Because you think about that with other genres of music that don't have words, and when I think about it, it's very rare that I keep it going or I
Yeah.
keep listening to it.
Yeah.
It's
but-
hard. It's tough.
Yeah.
But it really, when I was in school, that's what helped me study, because I don't have to, when I hear words, I can't
Yeah.
read or pay attention to anything
Multitask,
else.
yeah.
Before you know it,
My
you're
brain
doing
doesn't
something else.
function.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was it's been an experience and a journey listening to the music,
Thank
and
you.
I'm really excited. I was
We
excited to
appreciate
have
it.
you guys.
We
on.
are too. We're
Thanks for
so
having
grateful.
us.
Thanks for
Yeah.
having us.
Yeah.
This-
And many more, hopefully.
For
in the
sure,
future.
for
Absolutely.
sure.
We're happy to join.
I want you guys to always come to me first when you guys get ready to release
For
something.
sure.
Sounds like a plan.
So when Jimmy Kimmel and all those people are sweating you gotta
Shout
tell
out
them
to Babbling
well,
Breakdown.
yeah, you're
Yes.
like, hold on, I gotta
Absolutely.
go on Babbling first.
Sorry.
You're like, what?
Babbling comes first.
Yes.
Exclusive rights.
Yes, I love it. I love it. So I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to
Thank you
Babbling
for
with
having
Brandi.
us.
And until next time, don't forget to don't forget to visit me on YouTube, Instagram, and wherever else I'm at. It'll be in the show notes. And don't forget to check out Clock Freaks everywhere where you can get music. Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Until next time.
That was good.
That was good.
Yay!
First podcast success.
First podcast in the book.
That was good.
Yeah,
I
that
loved
sounded
it.
good.
I loved it. Did
Yeah.
you guys have anything else that you want to say? Because that's still rolling. I can turn this back on.
We dropped the dates and names.
Yeah, we
Okay.
could do a little what's it called? Hey, we're Clock Freaks. Check us out on Instagram.
Oh, yeah,
and
I love
all
that.
social media platforms. New album coming out October 1st, Distant Days. Check us out when it drops. Album artwork will be on Instagram later today.
Ooh. Okay, do it again.
All right.
That's all you.
I'm Zaya. That's Carly. We are Clock Freaks. Check us out on Instagram at Clock Freaks. CLOCKFREQZ. New album coming out October 1st, Distant Days. New album artwork dropping today. You saw it here first on Babbling with Brandi.
Check it out.
Check it out, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
That's what's up.